Economic and Financial Crimes Commission have expressed a grief on the loss of one of its officers, talking about Assistant Superintendent in the Nigerian, in the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. That's talking about Aminu Shahabi Salisu, who lost his life in the course of work. He was out on a legitimate duty on 17th of January 2025, but then was fired by a suspected internet fraudster, Joshua Ikechukwu, and several narratives. Of course, the EFCC had come out to describe the narrative on social media as one that is irresponsible, callous, inhuman, and outrageous narratives being circulated on the social media. But they have come out to put the record straight. They went there for an operation in the early hours of 17th of January 2025. On getting to the building, to the apartment, is on number, what's it called now? The incident happened at Dr. J.O. Ukwetinefe Close, Ifite, in Awka, Anambra State. And by the time they got there, they had apprehended some of the suspected fraudsters. 37 of them they've apprehended in a two-story building, according to the EFCC. By the time they got to the entrance of Mr. Ikechukwu, Ikechukwu had a CCTV camera on his door, so he saw them at the door, but we not heard from Ikechukwu his own side of the story. But according to the EFCC, they called him out and asked him to open the door. He refused to allow them access into his apartment. But we didn't get to know if they forced the door open or Ikechukwu, sighting them via the CCTV cameras, decided to just open fire on them. But at the end of the day, what we know is a life is lost and another officer of the EFCC is injured. They finally apprehended Mr. Ikechukwu. He's here with the Nigerian police because it's now a murder case. So he's there with the Nigerian police, and EFCC have said they will go all out to ensure that justice is gotten as far as this case is concerned.
So for EFCC, it's another time for us to send our hearts to them, because we somehow we have brothers and sisters who work there, and they are humans, they are Nigerians, and they signed up to do these duties. We, through our taxes that we pay, is what funds them to be able to do this. So they are empowered by law to carry out their duty. So the narratives that are flying all over the internet, it would really not be a time for us to be thinking about pointing accusing fingers at the wrongs and rights or whatever it is. Rather, let's tackle the issue as it is. If you are talking based on your experience with officers of the law, maybe you've had a bad situation, and because of that you're then using it as a yardstick to measure what has happened. We really do not know the both sides of the story. What we have heard is what EFCC has told us, but baseline is that this is a very sad incident. This is someone who has gone out to do his work. So you know, it's how we ply our trade every day, and someone's life has been lost because he is legitimately working for Nigeria. You know, it's really a sad one for this to have happened. However, you know, we bring to question a lot of things that may have gone wrong or may done better. You know, we know that right now EFCC is one top-notch security agency that is capitalizing on human and technology to be able to carry out their duties. So do we want to see more of technology being deployed in some of these arrests? Yes. Do we want to see that more people are apprehended for what they have done? Yes. Also, like, you know, as it is with every situation, when you want to tackle it, you want to look at the nascent cause, the originating cause. Why are people going into fraud? You know, those are some of the issues that into cyber crimes. You know, those are things that we really need to tackle headlong. So this should be the discussion, rather not just a mere wanting to just name and shame some people, giving names to EFCC because they have done this and they haven't done this. Yes, we understand that maybe they would have done better, you know, because we're hearing that maybe it was done at midnight, and some are saying that why didn't you wait for daybreak?
They said early hours.
Early hours.
The EFCC official statement said the raid was conducted around 3 o'clock in the morning, that's about 3 a.m. And it was carried out in accordance with what they called standard operating protocols, in which their whole command had been informed and aware, and they had also, for information purposes, informed the Nigerian Police Area Command in Awka. Like you said, they tried a peaceful entry, saying they are officers of the EFCC, and the gentleman refused to open the door. The Ikechukwu, I think Akabweze or something.
No.
No, I want to see the name.
Joshua.
Joshua Chukwueze Ikechukwu.
Yeah.
Aha. So now already they knew that that location was a cyber crime. Quite a number of people that
They had information.
They had.
I mean, to have arrested 37 of them within a two-story building.
They had intelligence has shown that these criminals are they were involved in that particular building, that doctor or something close in Awka. So they went there and they were able to arrest as many as 37 people. So I think they wanted to go and arrest this Ikechukwu, and he reportedly had security cameras. Imagine, you are committing criminality or alleged criminality, and you to have security. So he saw them and they refused to open the door, and when he refused, I think they moved in and he opened fire. And the police warned that many of these internet fraudsters are becoming patently hazardous, this is the EFCC now, to public safety and security. Intelligence has shown that these suspected criminals are carrying arms, they are involved in kidnapping, banditry, ritual killing, and other deadly activities.
That's a new dimension to the whole thing.
It's the metamorphosis of how
From 419.
you know, from 419 to Yahoo, to
Yahoo Plus,
to Yahoo Plus, and then now it's taking different variables. But overall, it's still just us giving glorified names to all of these things and just giving fancy names to what stealing is.
Sorry, let me just interrupt you before you continue. This is from the EFCC. The public should not fold its arms or allow these themselves to be deceived that they are mere Yahoo boys and girls. That is, they are now involved in kidnapping, banditry, ritual killings, and other deadly acts. But Grace, how did we get to this point? From 419, from selling one land to 14 people, we have now gotten to actually slaughtering people. Sorry, Jide, did you see one video online of a young man that took a young lady to a hotel and tied her up?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
What do you
where
call
was that? Was that in Oyo or somewhere? Yeah, I saw the video.
Yes. I mean, what do you
what excuse? And he was trying to put up all sort of excuse before the guys. In short, one of those who went in with him couldn't restrain himself. He gave him anything like dirty slap, and others had to restrain him. No, there's no need beating him up.
Bound?
Yes.
I mean, with tape and
the hands tied
everything
behind.
I mean, like a cow to the slaughter. So from 419 to this level, what do you think led to it?
Well, you know, it won't take away the fact that we've had a decline in morals. Whether, you know, initially it used to be a child is for the community.
Lots of values in our community.
Yes.
So value
system
changed completely.
Yes, we were trying to copy some culture that was alien to us, you know, or maybe just trying to create something that wasn't ours. I remember how that they will tell you that a child, one person gives birth to a child, but the community raises the child. You know, at that time, you could actually do wrong, and before your parents even come back, someone in the community would have scolded you or put you on the right path. You know, it started with that. Don't touch my child. You cannot. Don't beat my child in school. I understand that's corporal punishment. I understand the downsides, but you know, we've also seen how parents have gone to beat teachers, you know, talk to teachers, and there's also that fear that, oh, okay, I do not want to, you know, do anything that would bring about misunderstanding between me and the parents. I don't have too many students in my school, so why should the teacher be beating? You know, those are the things that some of these school proprietors actually think. You know, that was little by little how it was, and then it moved on to maybe some parts whereby we're not able to tell ourselves the truth in our, maybe in our form of worship place, you know, and we do not want to hear some certain kind of things coming out of our clergies. We just want to hear certain things, you know. Those are little ways and all of that. But also one other thing that is super important is the fact that in past times, I really do not like to say that we should always blame our leaders, but you know, we've seen corruption happen in different fields. We've seen some people, I know there's no like total corrupt-free nation, but you know, when people are able to be held accountable, that is one thing that we're able to see. But you know, you see people go on, they loot, they vandalize, they embezzle, you know, those fancy words that they use, and then they come back to their community.
Fancy words for stealing.
Yes, and then they come back to their community and they are being praised like messiahs who are going to conquer the world. So I think that we need to really check our systems, have quality leaders that, you know, have a judicial system whereby it is a speedy one. It's not one that takes 200 years and nothing is ever done.
Hazarding a guess, how long do you think Yahya Bello's trial will last?
Well, it's just going to just be
business as usual.
Well, except something happens. But you know me, I'm a strong believer in Nigeria, so something might change. It might be different, but you know, everybody's still just a suspect. Everybody is until you're proven. Yes, but we need to work on our judicial system, make sure that the speed at which we're able to get judgment, verdicts for whatever it is that people have done or have not done is, you know, as they increase. I know they are doing well, they're trying, but let's still do better.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the EFCC have said that they will not fold their arms and allow any officers to be killed again in cold blood. As a law enforcement agency of repute, the EFCC is unrelenting in ridding the nation of internet fraud and other acts of corruption.
Maybe we should also beg people also not to kill any law enforcement officer again. I mean, we've had this.
You say our people. I don't understand
we,
that. But
the civilians.
Okay, they should not kill.
We should stop treating our uniform men the way.
Yes, it's because maybe you might not have had a personal bad encounter. You know, I think I've probably had or seen one, but you know, I saw the reaction of the person to the policeman. It was just basically out of the information that police, when they stop you, they harass you, they tell you this and that. You know, let's try to maybe remove that notion, that narrative from our minds that every policeman that you see is out there to just do harm to you. You know, police are good people. When your marriage goes bad, they're the ones that are there for you. When your house goes bad, they're the ones that are there for you. When anything happens in your school, when anything happens in your worship place, when anything happens where again the people socialize, wherever you socialize, you know, that is just that's people. They are the force that is always there. You know, you call the police even when you're celebrating, you call the police. So they are just that force that are there for us. But overall, I must say that let's begin to change a little bit of our narrative. Let's give them benefits of a doubt that they can be good people.
Well, I have never doubted that we can find good people among law enforcement, particularly the police. But you see, the Yoruba saying, the Enyeburuku, the bad people have spoiled the good people.
One bad egg spoils.
One rotten apple
Yes.
spoils the basket. There was one occasion many years ago in Gama. They had a clash.
Yes.
There are peace-loving people in government.
Yes, I understand. Indeed, very much peace-loving. So they now, after the crisis had been suppressed, the next thing, the policemen mounted checkpoints and started collecting money from people.
Allegedly.
No, it's not alleged. Well, okay,
It's
since
allegedly.
the court has not said
Reportedly.
reportedly, because you see, I was the person that had to cover it. I had to spend the night in very, very difficult conditions in order to be able to. That's why I wanted to say no, but I had forgotten that the law says until proven guilty. But I actually saw the money changing hands, Hanu on camera. I ran away because I didn't want to do the story.
And you wouldn't know what that was meant for anyway.
Okay,
You
maybe.
busy. Well done, God bless you.